All right, so we're back to our shading. So I just noticed my last recording, the volume was not that high, but don't worry, I'll edit the video before I send it and pump up the my my vocals volume. So we are now in our shading. We are now in our shading. So I'll just give you how to do this and get exactly what we want. So we can do two things actually. Since I don't really need it as I'm not bringing in any texture, I can easily do this. Then change this to 3D viewport, and then I can just go to my perspective. And why this is important is that because of the lightning here, it might confuse you, right? But then I also don't need this here because I'm not texturing or adding anything, so I don't really need any UV. So we just have this slot here, these two slots here. So don't forget, change this to you just scroll. Once you move here and then you've done your division of windows and then some options are hidden, just scroll up or scroll down. So let's come here, viewport shading, and then we come here. So now that we are here, remember we our base is a shiny white stroke gray metal, right? So all we need to do is come to material. We had a new material. Why is my blender dragging like this? Is it because I'm doing audio recording? Maybe. So it's not supposed to be. Anyway, right. So now this is for the base kettle. So we renamed it as the base, and then I think, yeah, and then now this is where the magic comes alive. So yeah, just press Z and then come to material preview so that you see what's happening. So now that we have this, okay, I want to be sure. Okay, so now that we have this, so the first thing we need to do is look for the right color that we want. And then now if you change it to blue, can you see the color is changing? So our color is in between white and black, but not that very white, and at the same time not very black. So just play around with it till you get it. And then the next thing we are going to do to ensure that this is shiny, because it's a metal, this is always what I always do. I always try to I the first thing I do is I drop the roughness. So once I drop the roughness, then I increase the metallic to make it look like a metal. So this is a metal object, right? So all I just need to do is bring in the roughness. Can you see now? So the more you add the roughness to it, the less shiny it becomes. Do you understand now? So because Adipi is not a metal we are working with, the first criteria you move is your roughness to get the glossiness. Let's say it's a plastic. Let's say this kettle is a plastic. So the first thing you move first is your roughness to get the right one, and then you now start moving the metalness to just make it shine a bit. But since this is the metal we are working it, you drop your roughness, you increase your metal to full strength, and then your roughness you now start increasing it till it gives you something like this. So this color is not yet what we want. So I think we can use white. If you want to use black, you can use it. Let's go back to the center here, and then you can use your black if it's a black kettle. But this is a white kettle, and I think this is fair enough. So this handle is black. So the material we use there is the same material we use there, the same material we use there. So when we had lightning, we can actually adjust some things, right? So the next thing I need to do is to just put the material on the handle, because it's the same material, the base. No, no, not this handle, not this handle. This other handle, yeah. So sorry, we put it here, the base, and then the lead too. We put it here, the base. So we have everything all shiny. And this one, since it's a black, we had a new material, and then we make it black. But because it's plastic, right? So that's why, since this is plastic, the first thing you need to do is, just like I said, you turn down your metallic because it's not metal. Its roughness you first use to control the physical property because it's not a metal. So now if you go back, you see it's shiny, right? But don't worry, fret not. So I zoomed it too much. So the roughness, normally the handle of anything insulated is always not that shiny. So I think it's okay like to now make it a bit shiny, to make it like, you see that as I'm adding the metal, it doesn't look like a metal. Let me zoom out so that it doesn't look like a metal. It's just making it shiny. So that's the whole idea. So now we have our kettle here like this, and well. Ah, this mesh here. If I have to go back, man, that's a lot of that's not a lot of work. But when you're working, just reduce it from here, and then you're good to go. I can't go back again, man. Okay, so we're good to go, and then we have this kettle put material. So the next thing to do is to add our lightning. I think in what I made, I added the floor down and I added the floor at the back. So all we need to do is go back to our layout, then we go back to our shifted. Sorry, let me go back to my shading. This is very important. Make sure you just go back to your solid so that it doesn't um takes a lot of your system GPU, or if it's a system without GPU that you're using. But if you come here and press material preview, everything will still come out. So let's go back to our solid. Z is to bring out the option. So all I need to do is now shift A, bring out. Since what I need is I can use a plane, I can use a cube. So let's use a plane. So all I have to do is scale it, and then I go to my front view to be sure that, okay, let me hide this reference. So let me be sure that this plane is always on that axis. Yes, of course it is. But let me be sure that this guy is not hanging. You see, this is what I've been trying to say. You see that it's hanging, right? All I just need to do is go to my edit mode, A for this, and I extrude it, and then I make sure it sits down on it. So we are good to go. Let's go back to our front view. So of course we have a plane that is extruded, and then so all I just need to do is duplicate this shift D, right, enter, then R, I think it's on Y90, sorry, RX90, yeah. All I just do is move it back, G on Y axis, move it back, then G on Z axis, move it up. So we have a stage setup. I think I put a circle there. So let me just always rename this back plate, then front plate, right? So this is the front. This is the base plate rather. This is the base plate. So now after we've done this, we still don't know if this width and height is okay because we've not put our camera inside of it. So as it is now, I think I put a stage under this dude that was rotating, but you can have that yourself. All I just want to do is to show you how this works. So the next thing we need to do is we bring in a camera. So we're bringing in a camera, and then after we brought in the camera, don't forget and go to your view, and then you can see camera to view, and then click on O, and then it will show you your camera. So all you just need to do is zoom, and then why this is doing happening is because I selected an option first, and this camera to view. If you don't select it, it won't zoom in at all. It won't zoom in inside the camera. Make sure you select this if you want to adjust sizes and width. I think I like my kettle in this proportion in the camera, or we can just say, okay, look, you know what? We don't like this 1920 by 1080. We just need to come here and change it. Let's say we want normal Instagram projection. So we can just go with normal Instagram release. Instead of 1920 by 1080, it's 1080 by 1920. So now it has changed to real. But then the issue with this is that when this happens, it gives a overlap. You have to do a lot of work. So we are not going with this. Let's just go with 1080 by 1350. So our X will be 1080 and our height will be 1350. So now that we have this as our 1080 by 1350, I want to zoom this out as it's too much. I click back on it, and yeah, I think I'm good like this. Make sure that nothing is outside of your camera. And as it is like this, it's locked. There is nothing that can bring this thing out of your camera again. If you press your O back, it gives you that camera view. So now that we are here, don't forget to always save. Now that we are here, the next thing we want to do is to light. The best advice I always give is always light your scene before you add any material. So that's why you see me that I enter the solid black. I entered the solid black because I want to light it. I was supposed to do the camera lighting before this, but I was actually in a haste. Maybe because I'm making a tutorial. I don't know. So now the next thing we need to do is we bring our light shift A, then we bring our lights, and then we bring the area lights. So now when you have the area lights, you see that nothing is happening, right? So don't forget, these are the things that you need to change. You come to viewport shading, and then we can see that the light has started taking effect and they are shadows. So G Z to take the light up. Don't forget, we were taught in class, right, that one thing about lightning is that there's the fill light, there's the key light, and there's the rim light. So always remember that. So let's do that for this so that this stuff is well lit. So what I always do first is this is 10 watts, right? Let me increase it to 1000 first, and then to see how well it works. So if I come to render view now, you see that it's too much, right? So I just come to 10 back, and then it gives me something like this. So let's do 50. So what I'm trying to do is to be sure of the intensity of the light that I want. So let's go to 60 because this will be the key light, but this is not the direction yet. There's a reason why I did it like that. So all I need to do is just, take the light G, Y, take it back so that it's in front, take it to the left so that it's in front of the kettle, rotate it, sorry, yeah, rotate it. I mean, you can press RX90, it will rotate it straight, right? Then you bring it down GZ so that it's almost, don't let it be directly facing the kettle. The reason is because your shadow will be sharp. The shadows will be sharp, so let it go up. So it's like an overhead light, like the way lights are always in a room or when you go outside when there is sun. So then you move it GX. So this is our key light to the left. So we now want to rotate it on our Y axis, RY, let's go 45. Or uh, let's go RZ 45. Okay, minus 45, RZ minus 45. Yeah. So we have something, but if you notice the light, look at where the light is pointing to. The focus is not on the kettle, rather is more here, right? So G Z to take it up again, then R X, bring it down so that it centralizes. Yeah, and then we make sure that that light R Y, make sure that that light is pointing directly on the kettle. Very, very important. So what we can do now is I'll go on my local coordinates G Y G. Did I just hide something? Yeah, I just hid my light. G no, my light GX. These are my local coordinates. I'm trying to just get the shadow to be sure that my light placement is right. So all I just want to do here is you can use this now. Go to global. So I think this will really, really help you. The global R, then you go up a bit. Now you see that if you come to the back here, just come here. This is always what I come to the back and I'm very sure that to be sure that the light is, let me hide this backplate. To be sure that this light is actually really interacting with this object the way I want. I mean, you might have what you want to achieve, right? When you are doing this, but make sure to check the back and be sure that the light is interacting with the object the way you want it. Now, if you go back to our camera, look at what is happening now. Now, this part is not showing. This is our key light. So forget about the intensity for now. We'll go back to our other light. We duplicate the shift D, enter. Don't forget we can use constraint, but let's just stick to what we're doing so that anytime you move the light, it just goes in the direction of what you key into. We can use constraint, but let's stick to what we are doing. So now we have our lights here. We have our lights here, and yeah. So let's go back to our camera view. Can you now see? So this light now is the same intensity. the same intensity, the same, not the same direction. This one is more on the cap here, the cover of the kettle, and this one is on the body. So the essence of this other light is anywhere this light doesn't touch, this other light will fill it up. So that's why it's called fill light. So let's switch off this fill light. Let me the fill light. Let me switch it off, and then let's see what will happen. This is fill light. Let me switch this off now. Let me switch the key light off now. Sorry, the fill lights. Can you see now? Can you see now? So it gives you a realism. So the fill light intensity must be higher than the key light intensity. Always remember that. So when we go to our fill light, our key light here is 60. So when we come to our fill light, let's reduce it by half, 30. So can you see how the shadow is now being manipulated and it's showing more of the shadows are not sharp, but you know there is a shadow there, and this light is interacting with this object. So the next light we'll put is our rim light. So this is always what I do for my rim light. Shift A, forget about the intensity for now, don't worry. Shift A, bring in my light, and then it's still the area light you are using, of course. So let's go with our gizmo. Please use your gizmo. There's a reason why I'm using your gizmo. There's a reason why I'm using the gizmo. Use the gizmo. Then you rotate so that you don't miss your orientation. You rotate it, and then when it's like this, let me move it on the X. You can do all this one. Z. Make sure it's behind, directly behind, and most times centralized first. Then you can adjust it, and I think I need to reduce the size. You can adjust the direction and all of that. But because this is a kettle, right, to make sure the fill light really shows, we can bend it up. The key light, the rim light, we can bend it a bit, take it up rather, GZ, take it up rather, so that it gives us something. And most time, what I always first do is change this to like yellow, and then I increase it. Make sure that this is your rim light, make it very bright. You will understand why very soon. We use 60 for our fill light, our key light, right? So let's use 100 for this one now. You see now that it's very bright, but this is not where to be. So now let's bring in our plate, our black plate. I've not added material today. So the essence of the key light is now it has given us something to look to, how light is interacting with this guy. So you can change the color if you like. You can change the color. So you see, and you can change it to white, but it's not really advisable. It's always around like the color of the sun, color of the bulb, and if you want some color play, you can use colors around here. So it gives some kind of realism to heat. So we have a material that I want to use for this back plate and this back plate. I think I downloaded the material. I can't remember where this material is. Okay, let me take this on my main screen. I can't remember where that material is. I had a material that I downloaded, a marble material. But no problem, don't worry. I'll quickly download a material now, and then we will work on that. So we have a lot of places you can download material, but just go to Polygon even. Oh, it's not on my main screen. Let me change this back to material preview, and then let me bring this in for you so that you see. You can always go to Polygon even to download your material. So what we need now is marble, right? So what we need now is you just go to textures, right? Yeah, textures. And then we need marble. So just go to floor. Just go to floor. And then just go to where's that marble? I can't tiles, I think. Go to tiles. I mean, there are several tiles. You can use anyone you want to use. Anyone you want to use. I can't find these. Okay, let me just search for marble. I don't know why I can't find it. If I just search for marble, if you give me, let me click on all, then search for marble. So I think, yeah, it gave me a result for marble. I can use these. I can use these. I can anyone that I want. I can use wood. Anyone. So let's use this. Let's use this floor here. Let's use this floor here, the regular floor that we know in Nigeria now. So this is 4K. 4K is like 38.13 megabytes, which is fine. So let's download it and then we're good to go. I think my stuff already downloaded it. Why is my downloader trying to grab? Okay, so uh, I don't know what it's saying. It's saying file not able to download. I just don't know why. I don't know why. So let's try another material. Let's try another material. I'll just look for a material, maybe a wooden material or something. So let's go to textures. Let's go to it should be floor. There was a floor tile that I saw that I used here. I can't remember again. But okay, I mean you can use anything you want, but I needed a tile so as for you to see the interaction of the light, especially that rim light that I added. So I think I'll just go with let me try and see something concrete. Yeah, let me try and work with concrete. Something shiny. I need something shiny, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know why. Maybe it's not Polygon Haven that I downloaded. The other thing you can search online. Or let's just do this. Let's just do marble texture plus PBR. So it will give us different. This one is free PBR. Oh, okay. So let's try this. Let's try this and see how this works. Uh, this is not loading. Oh, what? So I think I used. I can't remember. Let's try ambient CG. Okay, this works. I think I downloaded from here. Yeah, I think I downloaded from here. Yeah, I think I downloaded it from here. So I think this style or this which one? Let's use something okay, let's not use too much whitish style. Let's use something a bit darker. Let's use this. So oh, this is not free. I thought it was free. Oh. Anyway, I was supposed to download this ahead. I don't know where the stuff ran into. But let's use something like this. So just look at your size and see what you can download quickly. Let's download the 2K here, which is JPEG. I always like downloading PNG, but for the purpose of this class, we can download PNG JPEG. I don't know why my network is quite slow today. But let's wait for it to download. While it's downloading, so let me just show you one or two things in Blender. So remember we did our fuel, our yeah, so I've not named this. I'm supposed to name it. So rim light. While we're waiting for our stuff to download, you can always come here, come to render, and you can play with the location, you know, the rotation. You can play with a lot of things to just achieve what you want, if this is what you want. So let's go back to our camera view. But it's not practical, right? But most time your key light is always at the back. So let's try one more thing again. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it around here so that it's not showing at all. Then let's come. Can you see now? So you just know there's a light behind it. And then now our light has exposed something on our mesh. There's a gap between here and here. So I need to drop this mesh down. GZ. I need to drop it down. So that light exposed that part. So you still need to put down GZ. Yeah. So okay, so why is this not covering very well? It's supposed to cover very well. Okay, so why it's not covering very well is because the scale is small. So we scale it. So why this is happening is because I'm scaling based on the pivot. All I need to do is Shift S and then you bring cursor to selection. Don't forget, our cursor is the pivot, and then we want to bring it to our selection. So when I do that, is here. So when I scale, you see now it's scaling the way I want. So GZ, GZ. So So basically, there's no one way fits it, right? All you just need to know is what is really happening. Why is my mesh acting up like this? And when you realize that, all you just need to do is all you need to do is what? Find out how to fix it. It's as simple as that. So to make life easier for us, just shift and right click here. Our cursor will come here. So because I'm not liking what my scale is giving me yet. Oh, I'm in tab mode. So you know, okay, the pivot is still down. That's why. Okay, now I understand. Uh, so I think we are good now. Yeah, I think we are good now. Yeah, so we can bring it down now, and it covers its GX. All right. So it's up to you. So I think our stuff should be fully downloaded by now. So we have our stuff fully downloaded now, and then let's extract it, extractor, and then yeah. So just copy this folder selection because we are going back to Blender to make everything quite easy for you. We are going back to Blender. Control C. Don't copy the JPEG, whatever. So we are going back to Blender. And we want to add to this back here. Since it's just a big box and then there is really nothing, I don't think there's no reason to do any UV unwrap because it will just fit in there because it's just a plain surface. So we come to material here. Then we had a new material and we name it back and we just name it floor, right? So that we are sure that it's a floor material. So we come to our shading. Let me go back to solid here. We come to our shading here and then now now that we are on the floor material, so we click on this principal BSDF, Ctrl Shift T. The reason for pressing it is that so that our node wranglers will work. And then it means that you just need to select all the materials and then it will automatically place it in the right places for you. One of the advantage of Blender over Maya or Cinema 4D. So let me show you something in case your node wrangler is not active. Just come here, just come to your preference here and then just search your add-on node wrangler and then just activate it so that it will work. So press Ctrl Shift T here and then now what stuff we copied before we paste it here so that we go into that folder and then I think I copied the wrong stuff. I was supposed to copy everything. Yeah, so you see now, so it just takes me directly to the folder. So what we need here for the floor is we need the base color, which is the color. We need the normal map. So there is DX and there is GF. Just select DX. Select DX. There is opacity. There is not roughness. Select roughness. Okay. One of the things I like to do is to experiment to see how these other materials interact with the floor. So I always select it and I can always deactivate them if I see that I don't really need them. So once I do this, this is what the node wrangler does for you. Why is my Blender rolling like that? Guys, don't always forget to save. Now this is what node wrangler does. It categorizes it and then it does everything for you. Touch that. You don't need to stress yourself adding any material. It already gives you texture coordinate and UV mapping. This is where you adjust the size or the tiling of the material you're putting in. So let's zoom in here and see how it works. Why it's not showing is because we've not switched to material mode. So let's press Z and switch to material mode. So it will load it. I don't know why is this taking time. Okay, so this is the material node. So one of the things that I think is affecting this stuff is my displacement. Yeah, I think my displacement is what's making it to load. I say so. Let me disconnect this node and see how it works. Can you see now? So I think for this back I can use the displacement and then for the floor I won't use the displacement, but trust me, when you displace it chops up your computer memory. So now all I need to do is just duplicate this guy. So create copy. Okay, where's that? So yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, okay. So yeah, we're here flow two. We have flow one. There's flow one. There's flow two. So the flow two we just change. To do that, you just need to click here, this icon here. So we just click flow two. I like renaming and putting hyphen there. If you use Unity a lot or any of these software you use. So this one, don't forget, remove the displacement node. So we are not using displacement so that it doesn't. So since I'm not using it, let's just delete it so that we don't need any stress, not to stress ourselves. So the floor here, this is where I'm supposed to add it. Click on the floor, then click on the material floor 2. Then this one is supposed to be floor 1. Floor 1, yeah. So the essence is that the background is different from the floor. That's why I did it like that. So now that we've done this, all we just need to go back in. Make sure you go back to solid here so that you don't heat up your processor or your GPU. So now that we're here, we just go back to let's go back to our material view first. Are we okay with this? Let's go back to our front view to be sure that the kettle is sitting on the plane. Are we okay with this? Fine. If we are, so let's click on Z and render, and then let's see what we have here. So we have a kettle. We have a kettle here, and then you know we have. But is this lightning enough? It is up to you. Let me give you a quick cheat code that you can use. So you can actually add a light. You can add another extra light on the top. So on the top, and then you make it maybe like let's try 100 first and start reducing it. Can you see now? So we can reduce it to like 80, shining 40. Let's try 20, and then we can now go to our fill light and now increase our fill light to like 50. Right? Can we see what's happening now? And then reduce our the fill light is to the right, right? Then our key light we increase it to like 70. It's up to you what you want to do. I mean, you can even come to your fill light and change your color, right? It's up to you what you want to do. But when you want to change color like this and you still want people to know the material, what it looks like, always make sure that your color that you select is close to white here, not deep down there. Because when you go deep down there, the disparity is too much. So just always play around the white. So if you are changing it to orange or anything, and the funny thing is that you might decide that even your fill light, maybe there's a kind of mood that you're trying to set, even your main key light, you can decide to change the color and be like, okay, you know what? I want to change the mood. I want to change the mood, right? I want to change the mood. Remember, I added one extra light. That's the top light. So if you can change the mood with anything, can you see? You can change the mood of anything with your light. But let's go back to our key light and let's make it white. So, but this material is too grayish. There's a lot of black around it. I don't like it. So let's go back to our base. Let's go back to our material color here. And then can you see now? So just play around the right color that one. I think this is better. This is better. The floor is black, don't forget. So to create some kind of, we can create some kind of tone, right? So let me show you some things you can do. So let's add a spotlight. Let's add a spotlight. Light, spotlight. So we go up, go to this direction, then rotate it so that it goes like this. Then let's increase the spotlight to like let's say 500 so that we can see how it is working. So let's go back to so now you can change the color so that you see how this spotlight is really working. So it's facing up too much. Yeah. So I mean it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. So I can place it, I can make it play around. I can make it play around like this. I can make it play around like this and then change the color to whatever I want. To whatever I want, like whatever I want. Spotlight are not as strong as the other one. So, and my soft foil is actually on. So what soft foil does is that your shadow. So let's do it to 1000. But it's sorry 100. I chose 100 instead of 1000. You see that it becomes more, but then it doesn't give us the effect that we want again. So let's go back to 500. So soft, not that harsh. So I think I used one color that I like that time. So this is how your render will look like. And to finally see how your render will look like, just click on, go back to your, always don't forget this, or go back to your solid, click on render image, and then you will see how your render looks like now. So this is our final render. This is our final render. So why this is happening, why this light leak happened here is because of our lights that will poke at the back, the rim light. So you test it here. If you don't like what you see, so you just go back and adjust it. And then let's bring this guy up a bit. That key light is not supposed to be showing down, down, down like that. Then let's drop it like this. Go back again, up. So let's go back again and let's render it out and see what it looks like. So here we are. It's still showing, but you can reduce the intensity. Let's see, 50. Let me just render it out here and see. It's still showing 10. Yeah, it's no more showing again. So I mean, it's good. I don't want it to show. I don't want it to show beneath this guy because it's showing the imperfection that this guy is not fit here. So I think what I can do is to bring this guy up. Is to bring this guy up a bit, and then let's try and increase that light. It's giving me so much imperfection that I don't really like. So where's our rim light? Our rim light is here. So let's go back to the 100 that we chose, and then let's go back to our, oh yeah, so I think this is a bit better. So let's render and see how it looks like here. So go back here, click on render image, and then we should be okay with what we have. So it's up to you, play around with what you want, and if you want to rotate it, you already learned that in animation. So just do what you like. Now see the key light. So I think this key light, the yellow and the floor is not rhyming very well. So let me change this new light, this light that I just brought in. The spotlight rather, the spotlight. Where's the spotlight? I thought I named this guy. So the yellow is not showing the way I really like. So all I need to go back, look for the right color, you know. If you are good with your color code, I mean, you can just decide. So, but anything warm or hot should go because, of course, it's a kettle, right? So let's go around. I knew I used yellow, but I don't like that yellow. So we can go with this. Yeah, and then we can increase it to like 650. So now let's render it and see what it looks like. Render image. And then, boom! Yes. I love what I'm saying. So this is how we texture, this is how we light, and this is how to achieve this. Play with your animation. I won't touch that one. We were taught in class. All right. So if you like this, drop your comments, and if you've done this, post it in the group so that every other person sees that we're progressing and we're all progressing. Right. So yeah. All right. This is Oluwadara, and have a great day.